So my company's name is Skyview Strategies. That is my logo. It was designed by my lovely girlfriend, actually. But so the general premise of my company, just to give you guys a background on me, I was a computer science graduate in 2020. Out of college, I worked at a company called Lucid Drone Technologies, where that company builds drones for industrial purposes. I'll get into that specifics of that and more in a minute. And I started out there kind of building drones. Was kind of a Swiss Army knife there, had multiple different roles. Around 18 months in, I kind of decided, hey, this is something I can do for myself. And I decided to leave and start my own company, which is now Skyview Strategies LLC. And I would describe it as a drone slash aerial services slash technology company. So, elevator pitch. Have you ever seen a window washer dangling from a high-rise building and thought that you would love to do that job? I know I personally wouldn't. Most people get dizzy just from the thought of working at that height. The goal of Skyview Strategies is currently changing the game by providing exterior cleaning through the exterior building cleaning through the use of drone technology. We are using industrial level cleaning drones to provide a faster, more cost effective, and safer surface for everyone involved. And we also have a much smaller operational footprint than traditional cleaning services. I have a few videos that I'll play. This is one of a job I just recently did, cleaning the roof at the Great Wolf Lodge in Concord, to give you a gist of kind of how this works. So basically, you have a large drone that is attached to a hose with a pump down on the ground. And you can see over to the right there, this is a section of the roof that I have already cleaned. And the darker section is the section that is currently being cleaned. So basically what we're doing here is a process called soft washing via drones. So basically the drone is flying up, and instead of pressure washing as you would in a normal scenario, you are using chemicals to clean mold, mildew, sometimes rust stains, but that varies stain to stain, chemical to chemical. But in essence, we are cleaning buildings using drones. So this is the drone that I'm using. As I said, I used to work for the company that built these. So I have a pretty intimate knowledge of how these work, just in the general robotic sense. But these are large hexacopter drones that we are using. We are flying and cleaning with them. Got a little, maybe Amazon will buy us out in the future, who knows? But here we have all of the drones here just to kind of give you a sense of scale of how large these drones are. So the problems with traditional methods of cleaning and the problems that this drone seeks to solve, in general, there are three basic methods that you would use to clean a building. You would either have someone rappel from the top. This is how traditional skyscraper window washing is done. You just have an anchor point and a guy hanging from a rope going down and cleaning your building. You could set up scaffolding, which is extremely time consuming, expensive, and still pretty dangerous, to be honest. Or you have someone with a boom lift. And those come in, it's a large piece of heavy equipment, can help you get up to around like 150 feet or so. In the end, the problem with all of these solutions is A, they're dangerous. You have someone on an elevated surface. More often than not, they're not following the necessary safety precautions they need to. It's expensive and time consuming to set up. Scaffolding takes forever. It's really expensive to install hard points on building roofs. Sometimes that can cost upwards of $100,000. As well as with these boom lifts, they're kind of unwieldy. They're hard to get in and out of places. And again, they're still dangerous. Those things fail at a rate of roughly, I think, 5 to 10% was the numbers I had found in my research, which when you have thousands of people using them, 5 to 10% failure rate is pretty abysmal. And it leads to quite a few deaths every year. Deaths were more so injuries, but deaths are definitely available or definitely happening. So Skyview Strategies' solution to this, obviously, is with the drone. So the drone offers a much smaller footprint operationally. We don't take up a ton of space. We don't damage any sidewalks or anything with a lift. We don't have anyone hanging from a roof, so everyone is safely and squarely on the ground. We can operate faster and in a more cost-effective manner. Those two kind of go hand in hand there. Obviously, the less time you're spending on a job site, the less your expenses are going to be. And so basically, we can operate in a much quicker, it's more nimble. We're able to get jobs done faster. I have a few pictures here, cleaning a residential roof, cleaning a hotel. Right. And then in these water towers is another good example of why we are so much faster. So I recently did a job up in Rhode Island where I cleaned 4 separate water towers. Those water towers, using traditional methods, would have been on a lift, and they usually take around a week and a half, 2 weeks to complete one water tower. We were able to complete all 4 in 6 days. And here is just another video of kind of the drones in action. See here, you can kind of see it cleaning off a bit. I don't want to go over my 6-minute presentation too much, so I'll skip to the before and afters. So this was the before of one and the after. Before and after. So those were just 2 of the 4 that we did. That second one that I showed you was roughly 200 feet high. So it was higher than any lift could reach. So traditionally, I think in the past, they've had to send someone up and rappel, which rappelling from the top of a water tower is, again, just nauseating in a just general sense to me. But yeah, so those are kind of, that's the solution that Skyview offers to the traditional problems of cleaning. So just to kind of give you a general sense of the traction that I've started to have in the past few months. So largely a lot of I didn't fully, I'm sorry, let me start over here. I founded Skyview in February of 2022. Through a variety of circumstances, I didn't end up working on it full time until March, April of this year. And a large number of the work that I have done has been consulting work for other companies that own this equipment, and really just need help operating it because it's still fairly complicated equipment. It's not super user friendly yet. And with my intimate knowledge from working with these drones, I have been working with a lot of different people doing this. My goal for this has largely been to kind of self-fund and raise my own money through this process to then eventually buy my own equipment. In August, you can see there was quite a bit of jump in revenue there. The reason for that is I did my first job primarily where I was the main contractor and I got all of the revenue from it. The reason that changed is I found access to some equipment that I was able to rent for jobs. So that's kind of what I've started doing, looking more towards the future until I purchase my own equipment, which hopefully happens post Converge South investment. But this is kind of just the difference in possibility that we start to see once I have access to my own equipment and things start moving a bit quicker. Again, this is from one job, or this $20,000 is actually from consulting, but the bulk of this was from one job, was a $15,000 contract that I completed in 4 days. The other contract that I had by myself was with the UNC school system, which I intend to continue to develop that relationship and grow. That one could turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars of work as soon as we get that up and running and I have my own equipment. Just the general opportunity of this, the cleaning industry as a whole is fairly large. It's currently expected to reach a value of $12 billion by the end of 2023, according to an IBIS World Survey. We expect that to continue to grow. Buildings are still getting dirty and people are more aware of the fact and the methods that you use to clean them. As these drones continue to develop as well, this market will continue to grow. However, the biggest thing for me is at the end of the day, as I mentioned before, I want to be a drone/technology company. I don't see myself as a cleaning service provider long term. I see myself as a drone manufacturer. So as of right now, I am doing the cleaning drone stuff because it's what I have experience in, it's what I have knowledge in, and it's where I have work at the moment. As funding starts to roll in and I have more capital and the ability to expand, I want to start to build and develop my own drones, starting probably first with building my own cleaning drone. Right now, those cleaning drones sell for roughly $30,000 to $40,000 a pop, and that's something they cost roughly $5,000 to produce. So that's something, a market I intend to grow into. And again, right now the drone market is only valued at roughly $5 billion, but that is expected to double. And I honestly see drones exploding in the next few years here as the FAA finally starts to realize that this is a business. This is going to continue to grow. Drones and RC is no longer just a hobbyist field. It is very much a commercial and industrial field, and they are starting to treat it as such. So I think once that starts to all fall into place, the drone market will explode, and I intend to be a part of that. Just to give you a basic idea of a couple of the different ideas I have for drones. Obviously, the cleaning drone is one that's now, it exists in the market. It's a proven concept. It's been used for going on 3 years now. I intend to build a spray painting drone in the long run because I don't think that's really, it's not a far jump to go from cleaning to painting, as well as a tree trimming drone is another drone that I would like to develop in the long run. Again, these are all very much hypothetical. I've done some research on R&D, haven't gotten around to building prototypes yet, but that is my long 5 to 10 year goal. Yeah, and really at the long run, I see drones being something where it's a situation anywhere you have currently a worker who is operating in a precarious situation 20 feet or above in the air. I see that as a potential use case for a drone. And I think that the future of Skyview Strategies and the future of aerial automation in general. And those are my goals. Any questions?